Hey everybody, it's me, Steve Schnee, the CD Junkie. On this episode of CD Junkie, I'm going to be talking about one of LA's finest punk bands. They are an original punk band. They're still around today. I am talking about the Dickies. Now, the Dickies, in my opinion, are an amazing pop band. Me being a pop kid, I'm there for the hooks. And the Dickies have hooks galore in all their songs. Of course, they're a punk band. I don't want to call them pop punk because that immediately makes you think of, Blink 182 or, bands like that. No, these guys were around. They formed in 1977. The two main guys, Stan Lee on guitar and Leonard Graves Phillips on vocals, have been there since the beginning. They've had many members throughout the years. Please, check out their webpage, check out Wikipedia, find out more of that information. I want to talk about the music, which is incredible. I think there's a few things working against the Dickies is the fact that, some of their earlier singles were like sped up punk cover versions like Nights in White Satin, Sounds of Silence, the Banana Splits theme, things like this. And people may have thought of them as a joke band, but they were far from a joke. These guys were certainly great musicians. They knew a hook. They were influenced by all the greats from the 60s, and they just were a powerhouse band. Now, the fact that they're kind of termed bubblegum punk, that fits. I don't like the clown princes of punk too much, but they do have a good time, and they do make you laugh. Now, I always like to start these videos off by telling you how I got into the band, and that's must have been 1979 when their first album came out, which is called The Incredible Shrinking Dickies. And I was hearing stuff on KROQ, like the Banana Splits theme, Nights in White Satin, Eve of Destruction, things like that. Now, the Dickies were the first LA punk band to get signed to a major label, and that was A&M Records. And they released The Incredible Shrinking Dickies, which is the debut album, jam-packed with great tunes. Many of the ones that I've already mentioned, the cover versions, but they also had Poodle Party, Give It Back, You Drive Me Ape, You Big Gorilla, I'm Okay, You're Okay. A lot of these are, punk rock standards now. And The Incredible Shrinking Dickies was a fantastic album. This CD version is the Captain Oi version, and it has all those bonus tracks there at the bottom, which were all singles and non-album tracks. Fantastic collection of songs. The production is kind of all over the place, but you can tell right away that Leonard Graves Phillips just has this amazing voice. It's very distinct, and the band just plays at breakneck speed, but the hooks are there. There's plenty of hooks in these songs. The songs, of course, are really short, but they last a long time in your memory. I mean, this is really a fantastic record, but it only showed the potential of the band because I felt that the second album that came out later that year, which is called Dawn of the Dickies, I felt that was an even better album. The songwriting was better. The pop hooks were there. It was just amazing. You got Manny Moe and Jack, Stuck in a Pagoda with Trisha Toyota. Where Did His Eye Go? I mean, the great thing about the Dickies is they not only drew from, great 60s pop and rock, they also drew from pop culture. So there's, as you can tell, Dawn of the Dickies, it's very much like Dawn of the Dead there. Even the color of the zombies is pretty accurate, with that movie. And it's really a wonderful album. This, I felt as songwriters, they just grew tenfold. Just great pop hooks galore. And again, it's got that punk edge. They're definitely a punk band with just great pop smarts. Stan and Leonard led this band just to great heights and just a wonderful second album. Usually most bands, at this point would put out, second album that was, whatever. No, the Dickies, in fact, I like this more than Incredible Shrinking Dickies. And this is the Captain Oi version that has a few bonus tracks. It is a CD out there. It's a 2 CD set, and I believe it's called the A&M Years, which basically combines both of these CDs together. I don't have that. I just have the individual ones. That CD is worth your while. Getting both of these CDs is worth your while. And if you don't want to go for the 2 CD set or those individual, there is the A&M singles collection as well. And this features the A and B sides of their singles. There's a song called Bowling with Bedrock Barney on there, and it has some of the cover versions I've mentioned and some of the originals. Really, really great collection if you just want to start out and listen to the Dickies in small doses. I recommend you buy the whole damn catalog, but that's just me. After the band put out 2 albums in 1 year, it took 4 years for them to put out their next album, which is only 8 songs, and that was called Stukas Over Disneyland. came out in 1983. The first 4 tracks on this were recorded in 1980, and the second 4 tracks were recorded in 83. Stephen Hofstetter, who was formerly in the band The Quick and then later in the Cruzados, he was actually a member of the band on the second part of this EP. Now, this CD here actually contains 3 bonus tracks there, and those are like re-recordings of those songs there. Definitely worth your time, but just the Stukas Over Disneyland EP itself is fantastic. Rosemary is one of my favorite Dickies songs. She's a Hunchback. You know, they do a version of Communication Breakdown, which is the Led Zeppelin song. They do Pretty Please Me, which is a Quick song, but they also have a song called If Stuart Could Talk, which is about Leonard's wiener. Now, in 1988, they did the theme song to the movie Killer Clowns from Outer Space, and they put out an EP of the same name. Just fantastic songs. Magumba is on there, Jimbawi, and there is a cover version of Eep Op Ork that Jet Screamer did on the Jetsons, and it's fantastic. It's wonderful. They follow that up in 1989 with the album Second Coming. This is a fantastic record. It's veering more towards pop. It's less punk, but the songwriting and the musicianship is really, just really strong. I mean, this has Monster Island, Cross-Eyed Tammy, Dummy Up, and it's got their cover versions of the song Hair and Town Without Pity. Both of them are closer to the original versions as opposed to being that really sped up punk stuff that they did on the first album. But this CD here that I have is the Captain Oi version, and it includes the Killer Clowns from Outer Space EP on it. And this is an essential purchase. And it took another 6 years before the Dickies came out with another album. And that was called Idiot Savant, and that is that album right there. Another friggin' great collection of songs. House of Raoul is one of my favorite Dickie songs ever. But this also has Make It So, Zeppelina. This has a humorous song called I'm Stuck in a Condo with Marlon Brando. And, sort of a nod back to their Stuck in a Pagoda with Trisha Toyota. But really, really great collection of songs. It's not as well produced as Killer Clowns or A Second Coming, but still, songs shine. And like I said, House of Raoul, you don't expect that kind of song. Leonard Graves Phillips and Stan Lee, they could just pull great pop songs out of nowhere. And, maybe it takes a while for them to do it, but it's always worth your while. And that was Idiot Savant, came out in 1995. Their next album was Songs from the Hair That Bit Us, and that was from 1998. And that's a cover versions album. And again, it's not them doing sped up versions of these classic songs. It sounds like they're paying tribute to these songs that influenced them. There's even The Knack Let Me Out on here, which is really great version of it. There's a great version of There's a Place, the Beatles song. And this CD, by the way, has 3 bonus tracks there at the bottom. So this is Idiot Savant and Songs from the Hair That Bit Us, another great CD by the Dickies. Now the next album was All This and Puppet Stew, came out in 2001. Boy, is this just a great album. It's very well produced. The songs are right up front. They're maintaining their punk roots, but still putting out great songs, melodic hooks galore. I know that a lot of people come to the Dickies and, they're looking for punk. They're looking for power. They're looking for that, that goofy side of them. I'm looking for the great songs, and they always deliver. All This and Puppet Stew is definitely a fantastic album. My Pop the Cop, Donut Man, See My Way, so many great songs on that album. And that came out in 2001. Now, it looks like, the band was, on a roll, putting out an album every 3 to 5 years. It's been 22 years since this album came out. I'm still waiting for a new album, which is supposed to come this year, 2023, along with Leonard Graves Phillips' autobiography. So I'm looking forward to that. They have put out a few singles over the years, but nothing has come out on CD. So, I don't have it to play it, and I can't really talk about it. But definitely, check out their website for more information. Now, there is a CD that came out this year called Balderdash from the Archives. And this came out on Cleopatra Records. And this contains like alternate versions, demos. There's some demos here from 85 of songs that didn't come out for like another 4 years. And there's like 2010 versions of some of their old tracks. But the real thing that caught me on this was, if you look down there on the bonus tracks, they do a song called Blink 183, which is a song from 2001 that was rejected by Fat Records, I think it was. And then they also do a version of Elvis Costello and the Attractions' Clean Money. This is really a fine collection. Sound quality is really good throughout. There's a couple live songs that are maybe mono or whatever, but you all know how I feel about live material. But in fact, let me bring that up. The Dickies have probably 2 or 3 times more live albums than they have studio albums. And it's my loss that I don't like live albums, because they are a great live band still to this very day. But I usually don't buy live albums. And now I know there's a couple out there that have demos on it, and I'll eventually have to track those down so I can have, studio demos in my Dickies collection. Just a great band to check out. Now, what I've done is I've put together a medley featuring snippets of some of the songs from each of the Dickies studio albums. And hopefully this will be a refresher for longtime fans, and it'll be a great introduction for people who have never heard the band and have been eager to listen to them. So give a listen to this medley, and I'll see you on the other side.
A 1 banana, 2 banana, 3 banana, 4 bananas, like a sled, so do many more. Over hill and highway, the banana bucket food, coming up to bring you the banana split show. One day I was walking to school, I saw these bullies and they thought they were cool. They put me down and they pushed me around. They saw my book and they called me a clown and give it back. Just color, and I think the whole world of her. Rosemary, Rosemary, she's a girl that I adore. She's Rosemary, and I'm going out with her now. That is a dream, really, and I'm saying anyway. Let's do it good time. What would you say? Let's do it good time. What would you say? Let's do it good time. What would you say? And now what would he say? Talk to me. around without a whole lot to do. He's got no car, he's got no clothes, does what he does and that's all he knows. 'Cause he's a down on man, he's doing what he can. He's happy every day, he's got nothing to lose, he's found his way. He's a down on man, he's doing what he can.
Anyway, that's it. I hope that this catches you up on the Dickies, and I hope that it inspires you to go out and check out their music. Check them out live. Definitely check out their website. In fact, I'm going to put their website link in the description box below so you can easily just click on it as soon as this video is over. I appreciate you. Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, ring that bell for future notifications. And until the next time, remember me. I'm Steve Schnee, the CD Junkie. You know, about 21 years ago, I pissed off Stan Lee. We were outside of Fitzgerald's in Huntington Beach, and I said something to him out of complete ignorance, and he got mad at me. And you know what? I'm sure he probably forgot about it 3 minutes later. I'm the one who's walking around, feeling guilty all these years. Oh, boy. I apologize, Stan. Didn't mean to piss you off.